Stephen Gill's radio show.
Tonight's podcast. I tuned into Fox News this morning in the car. I was listening to Fox News and get the headlines about Donald Trump being found guilty. Now, as I'm digesting this information, going out, I think to myself, well, yeah, you got to be kidding me. How the state of New York with I'm fed up with the politics involved in this case, in this trial, with apparently it was a porn star, Stormy Daniels, going back to some 2006, paying hush money, and something to do with the 2016 presidential election. Playing a part and getting involved in that, and obviously the media stirring up a bunch of drama and BS as well. So I feel today was a bit of, I don't know. You got CNN, basically they've been anti-Trump ever since 2016. MSNBC has, this, as Donald Trump quoted on Fox News, why wasn't this trial done years ago before he became president? Why now in the middle of a presidential rally? That he is now found guilty by a corrupt judge. Now, corrupt FBI agents raided his home over documents that he was gladly I'm trying to settle in here. God damn it. That he was gladly cooperating with the FBI. And not only that, they decided to break down his door in his Mar-a-Lago home, where all this corruption going on with this judge. I guarantee you tomorrow you're going to read the New York Post, or whatever you read. You're going to start hearing so much he say, she said. Of Donald Trump did this and Donald Trump did that. And it's just going to go round and round in circles. I'll tell you that for a fact. We all know that the economy at the moment's gone to shit. Of course, the cost of living crisis. That is yeah, basically destroyed our lives under Labor government, of course. And what has happened now? Who is going to be a leader if Donald, because even if Donald Trump is a convicted criminal, he could still be running for president, possibly even be a president with a criminal record. Apparently, he just can't be owning a firearms license, a firearm in the United States. As you know, the Australian firearm laws are going to get even tighter. Again, America's got a problem with the illegal immigrants jumping the border illegally and getting free everything, free shit. I'm just going to tell you straight up and simply, they're just getting free shit and bludgeon off the taxpayers who bust their asses off on minimum wage. Free healthcare, free benefits, and the hard-working American citizen. Just basically has to cop it. Well, we got to go to see. I think it was Robert Kennedy Jr. was saying, how come now politics has to be decided in the court and not in politics? So this is obviously cooked up by the Democrats. Okay. And the left. In order to strike fear and anxiety into the people that they seem to be a threat against. Now, there's a long article on the Daily Telegraph. It's about a 20-minute read. I'm not going to read it because I'd rather just keep things simple. And clearly Joe Biden's not fit and not mentally fit to be running the United States of America as well. Now, I feel that the jury's found him guilty. Okay. Now, why is it that ever since when Donald Trump, decided to when he ran for president and became president, all these allegations about Stormy Daniels paying a porn star, paying hush money. I mean, where's the evidence? The actual physical evidence? This is all in my opinion, this is based on he said, she said. Now, we do know that the 2020 presidential election was rigged, of course. This has just turned out to be a huge political soap opera and a mess out of this. Now look at all what Joe Biden's son's done, Hunter Biden, with the laptop, of course. Okay. And now, or I don't know. Not going to read 20 minutes of my time into the trial when I know I'd rather just get to the point straight up forward with yous. Now, when you hear Donald Trump talk to Fox News, he'll go into all the different jurisdictions and how come the trial wasn't held in different jurisdictions of the United States of America. Okay. Now, apparently, quote, the 77-year-old was found guilty on all 34 counts of fraud by falsifying business records to cover up payments of $200,000 US $130,000 to porn star Stormy Daniels, quote, Daily Telegraph online, quote. Now, Donald Trump has called the decision a disgrace, quote, Daily Telegraph. This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who is corrupt, quote. He said it's a rigged trial, a disgrace, quote, Daily Telegraph. Now, Donald Trump's apparently will be sentenced on the 11th of July, just 4 days. This will be 4 days before the Republican National Convention. Okay. And not only that, it's how come all of a sudden they had to start filing these lawsuits against Donald Trump, Eric Trump, right now? Now, is Donald Trump going to go to jail? Is the question. According to the media, no, he probably will not be spending any time behind bars. He's facing a probation and a maximum of up to 4 years in prison. But possibly he won't be spending any time behind bars. Now, this trial, people will go into all detail about this Donald Trump hush money trial with Stormy Daniels. How come Now, this is all what I'm reading now is just guessing by the Daily Telegraph as I'm talking to you. I'll be tuning into Fox News tomorrow, so I'll be listening to it while I'm working to keep up to date on what's going on. But all of a sudden, it's just become a huge blow-up now. The media's been attacking Donald Trump for years. NRA supporter as well. But what the fuck has happened to America? Where's the America that was, once, better in the economy at one time? 50 odd years ago, the economy in the United States was much better than it is now since Biden's taken over. So that's the problems we now face. It, I would say, get awkward politically because you've got the state of New York prosecuting Donald Trump that he's a convicted felon, and a politician with a criminal record may end up becoming the president of the United States of America. Clearly, we've seen with Joe Biden, he's unfit mentally, physically. He cannot do the job. He's pissed off a lot of people. Same as Anthony Albo as well. And we can talk about Albo and Anthony Albanese, same bloke. Pauline Hanson was having a rant about Albo on Sky News Australia this week. Look, I don't necessarily agree with everything Pauline Hanson says, but there are some good points. That's Australian politics. Unfortunately, American politics influences the whole world. It's strange, isn't it? You guys should, really study this. And you start to wake up and you say, hey, all this bullshit that I'm hearing, part of the reason why I do not want to listen to certain news media channels and certain people on television, what they've done, they take little snippets from Donald Trump giving a press conference and take it way out of context. And just to put him down. Now, you have people like Dr. Fauci who there's something going on with him. I wouldn't trust him, especially in the COVID times. Oh, Hunter Biden, we don't hear about his son, what Joe Biden's done. So that's what's happened. So, look, this trial may end up going on for years and years. This could go on for 10 years by the time something happens. Donald Trump, how old's Donald Trump at the moment? 77 years old? I think he'll be, if he gets elected, be doing his second term, and that will be it. This, I don't know. Something that I just felt like right now was the time to be hosting a show on Rumble on this Friday night. and just telling you guys what's going on. Yeah, because our free speech is definitely at risk, and that sucks because we need our free speech. It really does. So it's very very important to keep our freedom of speech going. So I remember it would have been about a year and a half or year ago. I ended up talking about, in certain states of the US defunding the police, if you've ever heard of that. Defunding the police. Here too in New South Wales. There's been some police stations closed. They not even have, in some areas, have had to, not like, for instance, Picton Police Station they don't have a 24-hour station down there. So some areas in Sydney as well, they've had to close, defunding the police. And yeah, that's just the problem here with politics at the moment. According to Sky News Australia, inflation is at a questionable doubt. I've already told it to you about what inflation is affecting. You know what it is already. The basic essential services. You see, the basic essential services were much better and affordable under Donald Trump, and I'll tell you that. Yeah, that's just how it is. Everything in the economy was so much more better. But turning to the problems with Liverpool Council, John Adjaka's role's been terminated. Apparently, he had a bit of a fight with Ned Mannon, the Liverpool mayor. Okay. Now, John Ajaka was the one, stood down. He's been stood down with pay. They had a 2-hour meeting in April. Okay. Now he's apparently told Ned Mannon to shut the fuck up during the budget meeting that they have with the deputy mayor Fiona McNaught and director of the corporate support Farouk Portelli. Okay. Now, some of these private meetings I'm quote Daily Telegraph online. The issues is with council debate, they can get quite heated at times. Now, obviously, with councils, it's it can become quite a shit fight in all these councils in different jurisdictions. So we don't know what was said. Quoting from the Daily Telegraph, I know that there was a scuffle and the police were called out. But yeah, I don't know. Like, you like I said, you pay your hard-earned rate dollars and rate money to your councils, and nothing is being done. Why? Ask the mayor. Especially potholes on the roads too that are quite dangerous. No wonder why Australia's gone through Australian pothole hell. Did a podcast on it was Australian pothole hell. Yeah, so I did that, and when I'm riding my push bike, I observe all the potholes on the road, on a main road, 80-kilometer road. Dangerous stuff. Very, dangerous stuff as well. Yeah, Penrith Council, apparently they had a budget of 1.9 million because of a sinkhole rectification. But it's been a shit fight with residents, Sydney Water, the local government, Penrith Council's apparently having to fork out 900,000. This is way over budget for the repairs. There are not so happy people around River Road in Laney, okay, and having to deal with the huge sinkhole. And it appeared in November 2022. This sinkhole on River Road, okay. But why is it that, councils are so quick to want your hard-earned rate money, okay, but are very slow to be fixing things? And I've even seen council workers standing around with their hands in their pockets, playing on their telephones. Okay. So how come this is all councils, very quick to take your hard-earned rate money, but yet they're not so fast, and they don't seem keen to do repairs around the street and in your local area, fixing sinkholes, potholes on the road, building infrastructure, fences, bus stops, improving them, pathways, adding more footpaths instead of a half-assed done job footpath that's full of grass on the end. So yeah, there's always seems to be like delays on purpose. I'm fed up with it. This is why, as a small business owner, it's not worth it anymore, because of all the paperwork, all the applications. You've got to have a license for this, you've got to have a license for that, to deal with all this stuff. It's like the huge turnover in the Liverpool Council. Okay. And not only that, it's the ratepayers who are going to be who are going to cop it. So then your rates go up to cover the high turnover in the council. So why is there such a high turnover in council CEOs out there? That's what I'd like to find out. And deal with as well. That's just how it is. The lengthy recruitment processes, government job applications, if you've ever tried to apply for government jobs, I've done that, and they give you all this paperwork. That I have no idea as to why. APRA, MCOS, when you want to apply for a government-funded grant, they want, say, 300 words exact. But that's the system these days. Very complicated, and I don't get it. A high turnover staff. The ratepayers are going to cop it. That's where your hard-earned ratepayer dollars is going these days. Yeah, there's been a crackdown on at least I think it's 4,200 litres of bute in Sydney, Australia. Okay. It's like it's actually it's a date rape drug, and it's very illegal to have, and they can actually lock up importers, people importing bute, for life. Now, something like that, and this is like very dangerous stuff, and yeah, it's stuff like this. There is very serious consequences to bute. So they need to do something about that stuff. That I agree with. Okay. As much, stuff like this that is dangerous. And so, we just cannot be having this in the community at all. Yeah, get rid of it. It's very toxic and very unhealthy. Yeah, it's butanidol uh, is what it's called. But a life in jail for importing it. Shit. Very deadly drug it is. Okay. The smugglers are able to hide it in face masks, body oils, food products, and you'd be surprised that how much of the stuff's getting shipped from China all over the world. Apparently, there's been search warrants across Fairfield, Lidcombe, at least 1,407 litres, quote Daily Telegraph. Yeah, you'd be surprised what these drug smugglers will do anything to conceal their drugs and get it across the border. No arrests have been made by the Australian Federal Police. Yeah, but this is just dangerous and deadly stuff. It is. So yeah, you'd be surprised about, like I said, what people go to the extent to smuggle these very dangerous illegal drugs into Australia or any country. It's just wrong. It's wrong. Get rid of it, is what I say. Okay. Now, speaking of scammers, and as you know, we will be talking about these scammers. It's been organised crime into e-tag fraud. They've been selling fake toll tags to taxi drivers. This is all coming from dark web sort of stuff. Yeah, so they're doing this. And they'll link their e-tags to falsify payment methods with fraudulent credit cards. Okay, they buy them on the dark web. Apparently, this scam's been going on for around 5 years. Okay. They're getting sold to the taxi drivers. Okay. Stuff like this on the dark web, suspicious links is something you've got to stay away from. Yeah, it's just it's playing with fire, pretty much, is what you're doing on the dark web with all this stuff. Eventually, yeah, you'll just, I guess, get caught one day and yeah, it's just You don't know what's on the dark web and the deep web and the hidden web. It's a very dangerous environment to be exploring, and it's something that I've told you time and time again. Unless you know what you're doing, but if you don't, do not even go there. Barrel. There's been our barrel firefighters. Apparently they're training with virtual reality technology now, which is quite interesting. From a step up from how firefighters practice. Is technology going to help our current emergency workers soon? Now that's something that may well be in the pipeline in the future. Technology, virtual reality, augmented reality. How fire and rescue, quite possibly the military could be using this system as well. So that's that's just what it is. No, I thought today I'd hop on here and just express how this trial has been handled, and I don't think it was fair or injustice for that reason. But I'm going to finish off for tonight. Please subscribe to the Stephen Shields radio show so you never miss a new episode. I publish new podcasts every Friday at 6 p.m. Sydney, Australia time. Bye for now.